Get ready.
So, I assume everybody's heard of Outrun. It was a very popular game when it came out in 1986. It is still, because you can still get it on various consoles and emulators. It's a racing game, but it's pretty stylised. It's not like a simulation. Obviously it's an arcade racing game. It's from the 80s. They didn't have the sophistication of things like Project Cars and Gran Turismo then. But yeah, you race down the road, avoiding other road users and cars and trucks. There's Beetles, there's lorries, there's a few other cars that I think are supposed to resemble real cars, but they don't really that closely. The car you're driving, I think, is a Ferrari Testarossa, but I'm terrible with Ferrari models, but that's kind of what it looks like. You drive down a road, not a track. And every time you get to the end of a stage, you can turn left or right, and that gives you access to another stage. So you go through various scenery. So like the first one's countryside with palm trees and stuff, and then depending on which way you go through like a desert, or you go through another rolling countryside one. There's one that's got loads of bridges on it. There's one that's got loads of windmills. What else is there? I think there's a snow one as well, and there's a desert one where all the sand's blown all over the road. There's various sort of locations and things like that. In the arcade, there was two versions. There was a sort of a stand-up arcadey one, and also a hydraulic cabinet one where you got chucked about in your little car seat while you were playing on there. The game was designed by someone called Yu Suzuki, and he travelled around Europe to gain inspiration for the game stages. So that's where he kind of went to that's why they all look like places in Europe, basically. Suzuki had a small team, but he only had 10 months to program the game, so he had to program most of it himself on there. And it was the highest grossing arcade game of 1987, so there you go. That's how big a thing it is. But did you know there's a secret Outrun that not many people know about? And I've found some footage of it, so I'll show it you now. Enjoy. So we all know what happened to Rover, or MG Rover Group, and how it came to a not totally unpredictable sticky end. But before that, they were really trying to boost sales, and one of the cars that they designed to try and appeal to a new younger audience was the Rover Streetwise. Now I'm not gonna go on about the Streetwise, because there's a 1,000 other videos by Rob from Beards and Bangers, for example. He's done a good Streetwise video or two. And there's people that are far more knowledgeable even than me to talk about that sort of thing. But the thing that I want to show you is one of the ideas that they came up with to try and appeal to a younger audience was introducing Rover into video games, because obviously that video games are a thing that the younger generation were all interested in. So to try and appeal to that market, Rover floated the idea of incorporating the Streetwise into some pop culture type video games, and I think you probably can guess where it's heading just from that short little introduction there. So I shall now, ladies and gentlemen, introduce to you the Rover Streetwise version of Outrun. here we go. Let's have a look at this. Of course, this Rover version of Outrun never caught any traction, and then later on, very shortly afterwards, actually, Outrun 2 was launched, and obviously Sega had gone back with Ferrari. Obviously, being under the illusion that people of the time were far more interested in driving Ferraris around on a game than Rovers. Now, as you can see, the only footage I've got is from the Streetwise version, but there are rumours that there was some MG F and TF versions done on there, as well as the Rover 75. The Rover 75 V8 and the ZT's V8s as well on there. There wasn't reported to be any other ones on there. I think they were trying to go for the bigger, more exciting sort of variants on there. There was apparently, according to some sources, supposed to be a City Rover download pack as well. Maybe that's the thing that stopped Sega being interested. When you're faced with a decision between sort of Ferrari F40s and the like, and the Rover Streetwise, the City Rover. Maybe that's what dulled the deal in the end. But yeah, as we know, the Rover version was never sort of finalised, and unfortunately we missed out on this glorious game. Well, thank you very much for watching this short video. I hope it was being entertaining and informative for some of you out there, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.
Congratulations!